I have to say that it was an amazing thing, but it was a little too much for me. It kind of set me back. You know, I couldn't quite place this kind of leap in my life. So it took me a while to get straightened out about that. You know, in other words, I think who knows what she was thinking, but that's okay.
Is this actually a two-panel piece?
Yeah, it's 6 by 12 or 11 something. And this is plywood. And I was working at the time, I was painting fire escapes when I made this painting for this Chinese guy. In other words, my first studio was right over here on the Bowery, which is very strange to be here doing my work talking about it. In 1965, I was right over there. And so, this is kind of, I'll tell you the story. So I got the job because this guy, he had hired, he was Chinese, he had hired, he owned a couple of buildings, he hired these guys to paint his fire escape. Well, they came and they painted a fire escape, but it wasn't his building. So he's like, I don't know what to do, you know, all my money goes, and it's my building, and I had to pay them. So I said, well, maybe we can work out a deal. So I painted it for him pretty cheaply. But the thing is that I brought all the paint from the job back over to the Bowery, and I swear to you, I would come home after the fire escape off. I was pretty, I can't even believe I was able to do this. You know, when you paint a fire escape, you have a mitt, and you dip your hand in the bucket, and you rub the fire escape down all day, and the sun's coming in, the paint's pouring, and you imagine how you feel. This is oil-based paint, primer, whatever, the steaming and stuff. All day, I come home at night, I would paint. I swear to God, I did that.
You painted with mittens?
Use a mitten, come home, almost like, and you can see the way, you know, I thin it down and stuff and play around with it. But I was using the same tools, and I'd just be like, all day like this. So I just go up and just kind of keep doing it. But, you know, the idea that now, you know, if I've got to go to the post office or, I don't know, you know, go to the grocery store, sometimes I say, well, there's a day, it's gone. I have to go to the post office, oh, I got to lay down. But then I could do that. And that's just so, take advantage of your energy like that when you got it. So, I show this because of the fashion statement. I don't know all of you see that I don't always look like. So you see, these are bell-bottom jeans. Molly, do you recognize this bell-bottom? Her sister and his husband bought this from Ohio, from the West, Albuquerque. And this shirt was made by my mother when I was a teenager. And my mother was a big part of my life in terms of my artistic kind of energy. And she made my father and I matching clothes. So, you know, I'm like a sophomore in high school. You can lay out your shirt she just made out of the most beautiful wool. And I would, on the way to school, I'd take it off and just wear my t-shirt and stick it in my locker. And then on the way home, I put it back on. I was ashamed of these clothes because everybody, I wanted, you know, Sears catalog or whatever it was that kept, you know, Sears shirt. So I was ashamed of these. And then after I came here, I had all these beautiful shirts, so I would put them on and wear them and think I was really cool. So that's the way, you know. And also, you know, yeah, sideburns. Over in water.
What's behind you?
Huh?
And what's behind you?
Actually, that's one of the paintings that I wouldn't be showing you if I wasn't standing there. But I was working, and then you can see, now this next painting is the same size as the last one. So it's quite large. This painting I showed was Klaus Curtis Gallery, Biker Gallery, and it was kind of my entrance into the art world. And because the show at the Goodwin was just kind of a mind-boggling thing, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I kind of just disappeared for a while. And then 2 years later, started to show people my work again. So Klaus showed this painting, and it made, I met Marilyn Minkowski, Ron Gorchow, Harry Foreman, who's here today. So many of the fantastic artists in my life. I met it because of this painting, so I look at it as a painting that made a lot of friends for me. And I was, in other words, I was starting to think in terms of really economizing on the moves that I'm making in painting. At the same time, people were very, very focused on the idea of that the art object and making, painting, all of this was pretty much in doubt for so many people, where and conceptual art was, and not the kind of conceptual art that we think of today, but pure, real conceptual art, like Ian Wilson was a friend of mine. And what he did was, I don't know if you even know that now about his work, but he would have a show, he would go to the gallery, like a space like this, and he would stand here all day, every day, and people would come in and he'd say, I like to talk about painting, you want to talk about it? Or something like that, we'll talk about art. His art was conversation. He wouldn't, at that point, he wouldn't allow a recording, a video, nothing. In other words, there's no record of those first, and this would be I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the gallery, but it's a very prestigious gallery.
Peter Blum?
Huh?
Peter Blum?
No, not Peter Blum. Anyway, he would stand there all day, every day, and he also would talk about keeping his hands in his pockets, not using them. And he was very proud of that. He'd show me his hands, and they're kind of withered. And I have to say that I really did respect him. I didn't think it was, I don't know why, but I did. And so, in other words, it wasn't just a career move or something. He was going through something. He was I think he was possibly Swedish, or he was from, he was a Dane, I'm not sure, okay, but in other words, somehow in his life, this idea of making anything was vulgar, and was just trying to tie into some kind of capitalistic production. And he believed that, and he lived it out. Years later, I would see him walking streets of New York. He liked to walk. So, to me, all of this kind of, it's really, to me, that was beyond an idea, but the idea was something that he valued. And I think that made me think about, well, how much time am I wasting with all this kind of floundering around? So I started to reduce the painting down to various movements. And the more I did it, the more I reduced. So I would, in a sense, after this,
like 1974, perhaps?
3 or 4, 73, I think. Now, you want to know what I was, yeah, okay. I'll go to, because this was kind of, the music I was listening to was, this is Molly, who is here, lived in my building. She was a young kid at that time. And I don't know if you remember this, but I played this one piece, one album by Sonny Rollins called Freedom Suite with Oscar Pettiford and in other words, a trio. Freedom Suite. Does anybody know that? The whole basis of Sonny Rollins' work at that Max Roach was gone, was this idea of you could play where Charlie Parker had played 50 notes along a continuum. He would play 3. In other words, it just boom, boom, boom. He really had this real basic, and especially this piece. And I became, it was hard to reduce my painting to this is a quite large piece. To reduce the work down to these basic movements, I needed something to give me, inspiration or hope that it could work. And I just became obsessed with this piece of music till at one point her brother-in-law, what do you call him? The guy that was married to her sister, came down and just said, I can't take it anymore. It's been like a year almost. I didn't play anything else. I played it night and day. I didn't play it when I was sleeping. Just this boom, 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 boom. And all 3 of them were just reducing their work down to the more essentials. And then it kind of became like I couldn't listen to anything else, so I just didn't even try to. So he just said, you have to, I'm for you, I like you, but you have to stop it. Something else I can't take it. I forget what I did, but she paid me back though, because his son became a drummer who played right on my head for 3 or 4 years. He was a punk rock drummer, and he was pounding that. And I never complained. There's another one. I'll show you the kind of the group. You can get an idea. So there they are. This is a show in Chicago. I never did show these in New York as a group. I showed individual pieces. Which was, I think, in retrospect, was actually one of those unfortunate things, because in Chicago, for thousands of reasons, they were not into this work. It was like, oh my God. That was a horrible opening. People were so insulting. It was just the wrong place to be showing them. And I think if I had showed them in New York at that time, I really feel that I would have been more of a reception. I would have, but it's just one of those things. And
What were the titles?
huh?
What were the titles of
Well, let's see. I think most of them were the first one I showed was Sea Swain. I think this is called, these are regrettable titles. I think this is Storm King. So, thanks. But one, in other words, when, this is the thing, I'm forcing myself to do this, to talk a little bit about music, because I've never really just done it barely, because I have a problem with it in the sense that when you say, well, I was listening to Sonny Rollins, like I'm on somehow or another on that level.